Congrats on your buy. Hey, can everybody hear me okay? Sometimes we have issues with the audio on the mic here. Yeah, so far it hasn't gone live, but I'll keep checking on it here. It's easier when they send off one of those set the reminders. That way you're definitely not going to miss it. They didn't do that this time, so we'll just keep refreshing. I'll turn the background music on at least while we wait. All right, let me know if you have any problems hearing
This.
the audio. It hasn't started yet. I have it monitored on my phone as well. That way, if I have a question, I can ask, and then I'll definitely know if the audio is working on the Twitter space on my
All
computer.
right.
Hey,
What's up, man? You can hear me?
yep,
All right,
you
good,
can
good.
hear me? Oh, clear?
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. All is well.
And again, let me know if you can't hear it. I'll turn up the audio.
Perfect.
I hope the community hype because I know I'm hyped for sure.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, so as always, just gonna give it a couple minutes, let everybody get in, let everybody see. So if you could tweet this all out, everybody that's in here, if you could just send out a tweet, let everybody know that we're live. I know a lot of people are waiting for this. A lot of people sitting there waiting, wondering what's going on, what's the updates. They want to ask questions. A lot of new people coming into our community. We want to make sure we let everybody know.
What a ride this week's been, huh, Chris? It's been crazy.
Man, it's been one hell of a ride, you know. It's funny because we all knew this was coming, not at the exact moment, but we knew eventually. We knew eventually people would see what Affinity is and what we're about, And you know, this is just starting. You know, we see it on this end. It's just starting. There's a whole lot of people out there that have no idea who we are yet, but they're gonna know.
Oh, they're gonna know all right. I mean, shit. If they don't know from us telling them, someone's gonna tell them about it. It's just as simple as that. I mean, you can't make a fat ass bag of rewards without telling everybody you know about it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, right? When we're a, you know, community of 100, you know, 100 people telling a couple people, you know, that's 300 to 500. You know, now we're, you know, growing to a few thousand strong. So, a few thousand people telling another few thousand people. It's just big snowball effect, man. This is gonna be good.
Man, I want to know why Neri's on here. He said he was going to the baseball game and was going to be drunk.
Damn, Neri got called out. Everybody ready for Affinity Friday?
He got called out and he's already requested to talk, so he can tell me to shut up.
Oh, that's great. I forgot I got to be near my PC so I can get this ready to record. Oh,
So
actually,
I'm
I
a
got to
little
join.
bit sober still.
What's that, man?
I said I can't miss it, so I'm still a little bit sober. We're going out right now, though. So, you know, hey.
Hey, I'm glad you can
Not
make it,
for
man.
long, that's for sure. Let's go. You ready to get this party started, Chris?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So ignore the fact that my CryptoMan account is in there. That's for recording purposes. Yeah. All right. Hey, welcome everybody. Appreciate you coming in. I'm gonna crack my beer here real quick. Oh man, what the hell? It's picking up. I'm getting a little echo because my headset's picking up my computer as well. Hey, give me 1 second.
While he's adjusting that, guys, I'm just going to start with saying this. For those of you that have been in our Affinity Friday Twitter spaces the last couple of weeks, unfortunately, Chris has had an issue with internet where usually about halfway through, for whatever reason, his Twitter spaces just crashes.
I'm good now.
If that happens, we will be starting it up again right here on Twitter. No need to start going to Discord or Telegram or something like that. If for whatever reason the Twitter spaces goes down, we will be restarting it right here as soon as we can.
All right, I'm good now. I'm good now. I just had to turn the volume down on the PC. I'm using my wireless headset, so it's picking up my phone and the PC at the same time. Yeah, so again, appreciate y'all for being here. Anybody that's new, this is your first Affinity Friday. Welcome. This is a big one. This is a good one for you to be here. As always, this is the part where we give the updates. You know, give you all the pending news, the new news. We answer some questions, and then afterwards we head over to Discord, Twitch, have some fun. So to get started, I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on the DApp progress, because as you heard, we're updating the rewards DApp, and you know, we're adding some new features to it, more information. That update looks like it should be finished within the next couple days. Once it's finished, we'll roll that out, and you'll be able to enjoy the new DApp, which will include all the information you're used to, plus additional information on rewards that you've received, how much Affinity you have in your wallet. You'll be able to buy Affinity through it. You'll also be able to reinvest your rewards straight through the DApp. So you'll be able to take that BUSD or that ADA if you'd like, and reinvest it right back into Affinity right through the DApp. So hopefully within the next couple days, tomorrow, Sunday, that'll be rolled out, and it's going to be great. It's going to look a lot cleaner, a lot smoother. You know how it is. We talk about it all the time. We push things out functionally, and then we like to clean things up afterwards. So That's the update on that. I do want to talk a little bit about some of the things, I'll call them snags, that people have been talking about over the last couple days, because it's important, especially for people that are fairly new to the crypto space. One of them being rewards. Okay, so we experienced this 2 mornings ago, where people, I think, were just nervous or whatever. BSC, the network, very, very slow. I don't know what they're doing, an update or something's going on. The network's been slow. There's nothing we can do about that. We're a contract on the Binance Smart Chain, so we're at the mercy of their network. If it's slow, then it's going to make us slow, and it's going to make everybody else slow. That obviously affected rewards going out. So they were being purchased. I could see that on the back end, but every transaction was pending for hours. So it took a while for it to catch up. I think some people got antsy or nervous or whatever, thinking something was wrong, whatever. So if you're not sure how the blockchain works, or you're new, or even if you're old in the crypto space and you're just still not sure how it works, anything that gets recorded on the blockchain is on the blockchain. It doesn't get forgotten. It's there. It's going to happen. That's the purpose of the blockchain. That's what makes it unique. The other piece to that is rewards. Some people are reporting, well, I'm not getting my US BUSD, or I'm not getting my ADA. Well, you might not be seeing it. You might not be updating in your wallet or DApp or whatever. You are getting it. Again, the way blockchain technology works, the contract and the blockchain does not care who you are, how much you're holding, whatever. If you are recorded as being a holder according to the blockchain and the contract, you will get rewarded. It is impossible for you to get skipped over. The contract doesn't just skip over people. It's all or nothing. So either everybody's getting it or nobody's getting it. So if you're seeing that, oh, well, I don't have my BUSD yet on my ADA, you got to look deeper into it or get with us. It's there. You're going to get it. You're just not seeing it for one reason or another. So we'll have to look on the BSC scan or look in the D app or something. But don't think that there's something weird going on with the contract. And this goes to the same with anything you're invested in. If you're invested in something with rewards and this happens, we're not unique to this. Every reward token works the same. You will get it. That's just how it happens. It has to. So I really just want to touch on that, because that's something that people have experienced, and I don't want people freaking out thinking that something bad's happening or whatever. It's just how it is. Again, feel free to reach out to us or the mods, and they'll be happy to help you out. Other than that, I'm going to, I don't know if Paul's got anything that he wants to talk about, or Chris. I'm going to pass it over to them. And if you have any other questions or things that are like weird or whatever, then feel free to bring them up after we're done talking today. Paulie?
I'll let Chris go, because I always go after you.
I would just say I'm loving the love from the community. It's just amazing. If anybody has questions, they get answered. If somebody comes with FUD, they get killed with kindness. There's really no toxicity in this community, and that's what we really strive ourselves on: bringing communities together and basically making this crypto DeFi space the best it can. In addition to that, don't forget to check out the merch store, affinityapparel.store. Got some dope Affinity gear, especially it's getting cold out. We got some nice hoodies and some nice jackets.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that lanyard to get added to the store. I need one for work. But anyways, just like the other two have said, I'll echo it. And thanks for being here. Thanks for coming and being part of this project and coming here to learn and see what some of these updates are going to be, stuff like that. The only thing I really have, so that we can get to the actual news updates and whatnot and talk a little bit about that stuff, is kind of what Chris was saying about the blockchain being slow. I'm sure that most everyone has seen that BNB has been on a little bit of a run. I believe it's still sitting a little bit over $600 per BNB, which I don't know if that's an all-time high for it off the top of my head, but it's pretty high up there. And obviously it's going to do nothing but help our price and help a lot of prices for other tokens on that blockchain. So like Chris was saying, it is creating a lot of traffic and a lot of transactions on this blockchain to the point where I believe it was on BSC Scan earlier where it even said that they were experiencing abnormally high volume or transaction numbers, etc., and that it was going slow. So it looks like since we've right before we started the space and stuff like that, it looks like we the contract might have bought or sold for rewards at least once already. So again, as long as the blockchain is doing some good stuff, then those rewards will get sent out fairly soon. But if it's still running slow, it's running slow. So the good news with this is, just like Chris said, that the contract will continue to work as it is designed. We have not had any issues with the contract not buying rewards or distributing rewards or something like that. It is happening. We're just waiting on the blockchain to kind of catch up. So you will be seeing those rewards. There might be a pretty big uptick in them whenever the blockchain does catch up, that kind of stuff. But rewards are coming. So I'll stop there so that we can move on and get you guys the news you want.
Yeah, there was something else I was going to talk about with the update too, and now I can't remember. So while I try to remember, Zach, why don't you go ahead, brother?
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we're going to sound like a broken record for the fourth time here, but it has to be said, of course. Welcome, everybody. Thank you to any new holders that are here. If this is your first space or your first Affinity Friday, we hope to see you every week from here on out because we do it every week and we're going to do it. And as long as we're a company, from the beginning, the one thing that we've always strived for is to be for the community. No matter what the purpose of our token, the name of our token is to bring the community together, and it's to bring investors together. This isn't not about us as individuals, but us as a pack. So with that, if you don't know who I am, Captain Pound Town, actual name is Zach. Feel free to call me by my real name. Do not mind. I'm the marketing officer of Affinity, and I hold that role with pride because I really believe in what these guys stand for and what they're going to bring to this space. So with that, I have a couple shout outs to start with before I give you guys the biggest marketing updates. Of course, it's to the man of the hour, the man who started with the YouTube video that blew us up to make other people make YouTube videos, to make the CMC top gainers, to get all those people to our freaking project, Mr. Gray Adam. We appreciate you, dog. Your video obviously put us in a really good position to put a spotlight on us and get other people to look at us. So again, as I go with this pack mentality, you and I have had our own private conversations, and I feel as though we have the same views with that. So I'm glad that you were able to bring your community our way, and we were able to, make a little merger. On top of that, so I do have to give a shout out to the other man who came forward after you did, Mr. Free Lunch. He's made a couple videos for us so far in this past week. Both of them have done astounding things for us. They're fielding my DMs. They're listening to me talk. They're there, and we're really, really appreciative of them to find us. Now, to the meat and potatoes. I see it all the time. When marketing, WEN marketing, right? I hate it, obviously, because it's happening, right? We wouldn't be to this spot right now if we weren't marketing, right? If I wasn't out there talking to people, making these connections, you guys wouldn't be here right now, right? So that's the purpose of this. It's not to toot my own horn, but marketing is happening. What we do with marketing, it's not PooCoin ads. It's not shitcoin BSC scan ads. Like, that's not what we do. We find long-term, we don't use the word partnerships, we use the word agreements, long-term agreements that are going to benefit everybody involved. It's not a one-way road here. We want to unify DeFi, and we believe that we can do it. So the way to do that is to find like-minded individuals who are going to invest and who are going to be around for a long period of time. That's what we're doing. We have a couple, again, for just business agreement purposes until things are on pen and paper. I'm not going to disclose who they are, but we're in talks with a couple Twitter influencers who really can put us in the right way in that space. I did pay. Mr. Heard it throughout my community over and over and over again. I want to see Jim Crypto drop a video. Well, I contacted him. He's going to be dropping a video. He told me it should be done by today. So keep an eye out for that by tomorrow morning. He should be dropping a video. The other person I was told to reach out to, and I listen to everybody. You guys send me a DM, I read it, I listen to it, and I react to it right away. Mr. Crypto Zeus, I did reach out to him. No reply yet. I hope to. Long list. I could show you my sent emails. I've sent emails to hundreds of people, and truthfully, only a few reply. But those people who don't reply, they'll be the ones sending me emails when we blow up even more, right? So on top of that, another thing that we're going to be listed on is Blockfolio. We should be listed on Blockfolio by the beginning of next week. Been in talks with them, so that should be good to go and all set in stone within, I mean, last time I talked to them, they told me 72 hours, and that was early this morning. So within 72 hours, I don't like to put dates on stuff. I'm just reiterating what someone else has said. So we're hoping that within 72 hours, we will be listed on Blockfolio, but without doubt, we will be on there, which is fantastic. And to wrap it up again, I just want to appreciate everybody who's here. I hope you guys can make it to the second part of this Affinity Friday. We hang out, drink a couple beers, whatever you may partake in, chill out, enjoy, especially this week, right? Enjoy the week, bask in the greatness, but this isn't it. This simply is just a battle won, but the war is not over. That's it in my rant. I think you guys really want to hear this news, so I want to hear it. Truthfully, they didn't even, I'm the closest thing to them, and they didn't even tell me everything yet. So I'm excited. I'm curious to see what Chris has to say, and I'll give it back to him.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate it. And again, we know you guys are looking forward to this news. I'm gonna get it to you in just a second. First, I'm gonna give you a couple more updates. One is again about I'm gonna go back to the rewards because I remember what I wanted to say. I'm constantly behind the scenes adjusting those rewards. So I know I've typed it out in Telegram, but I'm gonna let you all know while you're listening here. The way that works is it sells a set amount of tokens. Those tokens change in value depending on what the price is of SafeAffinity at the time. Sometimes when we're on runs, like we have been for the last couple of days, that price changes quickly, which means that same set amount of tokens is going to sell for more. That's why when you've seen when the run first picked up a couple of days ago, it started selling for about 26 BNB when it was selling, when originally it was set to sell for about 9. Unfortunately, I was sleeping at gathered from that sell and then go out and purchase that BUSD or ADA at a set amount. Whether I think right now I have it set for 10 BNB or 12 or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm always adjusting it. So what happens is if those don't align, so if it's selling for 26 and then buying for 10, there's 16 left over that just sits in the distributor. And then what I do is I go in there and I increase the amount that it buys for to kind of empty that out to catch it up. So when I'm awake and I'm able and I sit at my computer, I'm always kind of trying to make that a balancing act. So it's kind of selling for the same amount it's buying and keep it balanced. That's all on that. I just want to let you guys know how that works and what's going on behind the scenes. Constantly doing that, like 2 to 3 times a day.
Can you tell them what the current sell is now, so they know? That way, no one can get spooked on what this.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking at. I'm not looking at the chart right now. What is it selling for?
Is it this 213-8889?
Yes.
Okay, yep. Yeah. So it's about 7.7 BNB is what is getting sold for rewards right now. So if you see that, it's simply rewards coming. It's nobody dumping their bag. Just you gotta usually it's like a weird like numerical number, right? You'll see like 7777 or something of that nature. That's just the contract selling.
Yeah, and it'll be the same every single time until I change it. If the value gets up too high, I'll bring that number down a little bit. So that's where that is at this point. I don't want to beat that up. If you have questions on that, you can ask during the Q&A, but I want to make sure I mention that. On to the next thing. So one of the big things everybody, has been asking about, talking about is staking. All right, when's staking coming? So a couple things we talked about with us going through the change of rewards and power outages and all this other good stuff. we're still working on staking. That's the plain and simple. It is much further ahead than we thought we'd be right now. Not initially, but ever since the power went out. We're looking at very, very, very soon. We know you all want it. It's coming. We're getting it. Again, we want to make sure it's functional and even more so secure. A lot of things can go wrong with an insecure staking platform. We want to make sure that it is secure. That is our number one priority. Secure, and it functions. After that, have at it. Stop making that money. Aside from the staking, right? Obviously, we already know the rewards. We're the highest rewards. I mean, I find another token that gives more rewards back to their community than us. Please send it to me. I'd love to see it. You're not going to find it. So these are all things we have going for us. On top of that, we got some big, big news for you. Big news for you. Before I drop the news, I want to see everybody give me that 100%. Who's ready for that news? Oh man, everybody fall asleep or what? There you go, there you go. So I'm gonna tweet this out right after I announce it. But we've been working hard behind the scenes. You know, like I said, version 2 that is actually currently being worked on. Aside from that, what do we got coming? So Affinity has in development the Affinity wallet for Android and iOS powered by Adapt. So we will be dropping at some point in the future, near future, I mean, this is already in development, the Affinity wallet that will have Adapt built into it. Now, let me explain to you why this is really groundbreaking for us. Now, you've heard us always talk about we want to be the quote unquote Venmo or Cash App or whatever of the crypto space. Well, this wallet's going to have Adapt built in where you can either utilize the wallet, store all your tokens there, you know, make all your transactions, and then go right over to Adapt, send transactions to whoever you want to right then and there. Not only that, but you'll be able to send a message when you make a transaction. You can send a message saying, hey, this is what the money's for. Those of you that have used Venmo are familiar with that. You can say, hey, this is what it's for. It'll send them a message. They'll be able to see their transaction history. They'll be able to see your message. You can add contacts, a whole slew of stuff. Not only that, but for those of you that say, you know what, I don't know if I necessarily want to use the wallet. Hey, that's cool. Because inside of that app, you'll have the option to connect to whatever wallet you want. So you don't have to use the Affinity wallet. That's just an option there for you. If you want to keep using your Trust wallet or your SafePal or your MetaMask, go ahead and do it. Just open up the Affinity wallet app, switch over to Adapt, and connect whatever wallet you want, and you can still utilize all the same functionality. So, again, this is huge. I can't even begin to explain to you when we started developing this, and we decided to go down this route this early in the game. I mean, again, we're just over 2 months old. We have big ambitions to become the peer-to-peer, peer-to-business transaction platform. This is a huge step in that direction. And maybe in about 10, 15 minutes, it's really going to sink into everybody how big this is. It will be on the App Store when we release it. This is nothing new to me. I've released apps before, so I know how to do everything. I know how to go through it. So everything is going to be good. We know the process. So, I mean, I know there's going to be a slew of questions about that. I'm not going to keep going on and on about it. I know you guys are excited. Believe it or not, this is one of the shorter of the Affinity Friday officials, because I want to make sure that you guys have time for questions, because I know there's going to be a lot of them. This is a big one. So get hyped, get excited about it. Let everybody know. I'm actually going to tweet that out right now. I got my tweet ready to go.
I think we need to capitalize, Chris, on the fact that there is no other platform in this space that does this. This is new. This is completely new. This is something that has never been done before. You cannot find something like this anywhere. I understand, yes, a wallet, but adapt, okay? Adapt in itself. And like Chris said, if you don't want to use it, you want to use Trust Wallet, you want to use your SafeApp, cool, do that. But adapt in itself, as easy as it is on your phone to send any crypto that we decide to put on there, on the BSC, of course, to whoever with just a username. Once, say again, the market cap of crypto goes from $2 trillion to $12 trillion or $20 trillion. How are they going to send their money? How do people send their money nowadays? This just has to get adapted, wink, wink, amongst the mass population, and it's game over, because crypto eventually will be among the mass population. It's just as simple as that. So long-term wise, and again, they say near future, and if you've been in this project, you know these guys just pull products out of their ass, for lack of a better term. It's going to come, and it's going to be very, very real. And that's the number one thing in a token, right, is utility. What are they going to bring to this space? We're bringing something new and revolutionary that has never been done before.
Exactly that. You said it perfect too. So now when you couple that with, if you really think about this, a lot of the traffic that we've seen over the last few days has been because people have heard of our rewards. Okay, and we've said this from the beginning. We're not a reward token. So if you think about it, all this traffic coming for the rewards, what do you think can and will happen when word gets out that not only are we have the current V1 version of Adapt out, but the new DApps coming. We got staking coming. And now the word's going to get out that we're developing the Affinity wallet powered by Adapt for mobile devices. First ever mobile crypto peer-to-peer trading platform.
And if you don't mind me saying, we're well beyond ahead of schedule. If you actually go to the website and look what our roadmap was and what we anticipated our roadmap was going to be, we didn't even think we would have version 1 of Adapt out yet. We were
I think that was scheduled for December.
Yeah, we were scheduled to have testing for version 1 of Adapt now, with full release of Adapt Phase 1 in Q1 of 2022. So, and this is not, us trying to pat ourselves on the back. It just happens that we're lucky enough to be working pretty quickly through this. But when we are really putting our heads together and getting hands on keyboard and just getting stuff done, the product comes out. It might not look pretty right away. We're working on making that better, but the job gets done. So not only are we breaking into an area that has really not been touched yet inside of crypto, we're doing it massively ahead of what we anticipated our schedule to be. Right now, the roadmap says develop Adapt Phase 2 for Q2 of 2022. And realistically, we're going to be getting staking out to you guys very shortly. And after that is realistically heads down to get the app out and to start development on Phase 2 of Adapt, most likely before the end of this calendar year. So we'd be a whole 2 quarters ahead of where we anticipated that we would be right now.
Yes, sir. And we're leaving it open, so because obviously we know what's going on, we know what's coming. So we're leaving the mobile app open with easier integration for when Adapt version 2 comes. We can eventually merge the functionality and the features of Adapt version 2 right into the mobile app as well. Which, by the way, when version 2 comes out, there'll be a major overhaul of the UI of the current Adapt because it will be merged into it. And there's going to be a slew of new features that are going to come in Adapt version 2. So keep that in mind. More information on that. I know, like we said, we've been calling it kind of Project NDA. I think we're only probably a few weeks out from starting to release information on that. So make sure you keep an eye on that. But again, spread the word, man. Let's make this trend. Let's make the Affinity wallet trend. This is big news. This is, in my opinion, nothing against any other project, but this is some of the most innovative, biggest news that's hit in a while. I mean, there's a lot of people out there doing some great things, but a lot of them are replicas of things that have already been done, or making things a little bit better than that would have been done. This is something that's never been done, so people need to know about it.
I agree, Chris. Another thing to capitalize, because there's always that one person, right? Well, SafeMoon Wallet made a wallet, so now these guys are going to. Yeah, I already I already hear it in my head, and I'm just gonna stop it right now. This is not a wallet. I'm gonna capitalize that. Yes, it's named Affinity Wallet, powered by Adapt. Adapt is what our use case is. The wallet is second. The wallet's just there for fun. Adapt. If anybody has anything to say, Adapt is why we're here. It's as simple as that. I'm going to squash any type of FUD or whatever it may be right now, just to this group, that if you hear it, that's not the case. Adapt is what we're here for, and Adapt will take over this crypto world.
Absolutely. And that actually, yeah, Zach, thanks for saying that, because that's an excellent point, because initially we were only going to launch Adapt into the mobile app. But then we decided, you know what? Well, why not integrate a wallet? I mean, they go hand in hand. So the wallet, like Zach said, it's great. It's going to be a wallet. It's going to have the app browser. It's going to have, the functionality that you're used to, add custom tokens, all that good stuff. But this is not necessarily about the wallet. This is about Adapt. The wallet is something we put in there as a bonus, something to use, and also for brand recognition, because obviously we want people to know about Affinity, not just Adapt. So we have the Adapt wallet powered. I'm sorry, the Affinity wallet powered by Adapt, but the most used feature on that is going to be Adapt, guaranteed. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I got on that for now. Unless anybody else has got anything, I'd be happy to field some questions.
We have 3 requests here. There's 3 people want to come up.
Cool.
Want to bring up Brandon first. How you doing, Brandon? Or when you can get up here.
Where's Brandon?
There we go.
What's up, Brandon?
How you doing, Brandon?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Loud
Yep.
and clear.
Great. Just want to say thank you to Gray for introducing the product. It's been a wild ride so far. And thank you for the team for being so transparent about your project. The question that I have is, how will Affinity transact in the Affinity wallet and the Adapt platform? And do you have future use cases for the actual Affinity token?
Yes. So the wallet is going to run off of the same back end as the current web application. So as it stands, again, until we get mass adoption, it's going to continue to just hit that 0.75% fee. One of the things we're looking at, especially when we integrate into Adapt version 2, is utilizing the Affinity token as that fee. Obviously, one of the things that from a marketing standpoint and from a usability standpoint, we didn't want to launch it immediately saying, well, you have to have Affinity token or you can't use it, because we all know in the crypto space, people look once and they never look again. So if we told somebody you have to use our token or something right from the start, they may not use it. And we want mass adoption because, again, word of mouth. So when somebody says, hey, I have Adapt, I want to send you some tokens, and it requires that other person to have it, now they're going to start using it. And then once they start using it and people get basically makes it part of their life, then that allows us to integrate our own token into the mix and, kind of get that going with the direct volume. For now, the fee is going to remain the same as the website. And then we're going to migrate over depending on how quickly this catches on and how many users we end up on a daily on the platform.
So sorry if I can, is it okay if I ask another question?
Oh, of course.
So with when you plan on integrating the Affinity token into the wallet, there's going to be an issue with, I guess, would you remove the tokenomics, because they would have to, it would be easier for them to transact, because if you have fees and then there's a 30% buy and sell or yada yada yada, how will that work?
Well, the fee obviously wouldn't be subject to sell because it would just be a fee. So it wouldn't even be subject to the transfer. It would just be a fee. Not
So,
only that, but we're looking at in version 2, potentially eliminating the transfer fee.
but I think a good way to imagine it would be, you say you have a million affinity and the transaction fees, I'd say 1,000, right? It's just going to take 1,000 right out. It's not going to take a fee or anything like that. It's just going to take that 1,000 directly out of your wallet, no taxes or anything like that.
Okay, great. Thank you guys again. Glad I got in when I did, and I already spread it to my friends. I appreciate the transparency.
Awesome. Anytime.
Cool. So I think next is going to be Crypto Newbie. You were second in line. Bring you up.
Yep.
There we go.
I have me up here. So I'm actually live streaming this. So I've got a couple questions from some of the viewers on my channel. And then
Awesome.
I was also asked by a couple of subscribers to my channel to take a look at your tokens. So I'm actually in the process of doing kind of a review that I'll be releasing tomorrow. So I'll start with the two questions for that, just to kind of start off. I didn't notice a security audit on your website, and then I was just curious if you guys are going to dox yourselves on your website as well.
I mean, I'll touch on this if anybody else wants to as well. Right after, I'll glaze over it and let anybody else comment on it as well. So we do. This is something that came up again. Like we haven't heard about in a while. We just redid the website. Before we redid the website, we did plan on adding all of our bios. But then when we went into the redesign of the website, it kind of got left off to the side, and we kept developing and kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. And then it got brought up again, I think yesterday. So it is something that we are going to add to the website again. We are 90% doxed already. If you go look at our Reddit, reddit.com, or SafeAffinity, you can hear all the recordings that we had, the archives. You can go to our Twitch channel, Twitch TV slash Affinity BSC. There's videos of us on there. We tell all about our history and all this other good stuff. So we're 90% doxed already, but we are definitely going to put the bios up there. It's just been something that once we did the website redesign, it slipped our minds to do it because we were obviously busy with other development.
Yeah, if you want to see my not so pretty mug eating a soggy sandwich tonight for Twitch, based on the breakout that we had, it was agreed actually before the breakout that when we met a certain milestone, which I think was coin market cap, I was going to eat a very soggy sandwich because soggy bread will probably make me throw up. So my lovely wife made sure that I remembered that tonight was the night to do that whenever we go over to Discord for the fun side. So Chris will be streaming on the Twitch channel, and I'll get this sandwich and try to choke it down for your enjoyment.
And to answer your second question about the audit, so we were trying to remember. I can't remember. We did have a security audit. That was a kind of a low-level one. We got like a 98% on it. It was a really good audit. Obviously, it wasn't on the level. What was it?
Bitrise.
Oh, it was a Bitrise one. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got 98. I believe it was 97, 98. We should probably put that on the website. You're right. We wanted to pursue something bigger like a CertIC audit. All right. So we are in the process. The problem is CertIC is backed up. So it's like a 3-month waiting list or something like that. So we're trying to do one of two things: either find a way to jump ahead in line, or pursue another high level. I know CertIC's kind of like the one everybody looks for, but there are other ones out there that are almost on the same level as them. So we may get another one in the meantime while we're waiting to be able to get into CertIC. But that is being pursued. Unfortunately, we can't control their waiting list.
So I actually do know a date on that. It's January. They're backed up all the way up until January, almost February. So unfortunately, we started the paperwork and started talking to the person, but we can't do anything about it if someone else is sitting in front of us, unfortunately.
Yeah, it makes sense. Some of the people that are watching right now, some of the questions they had were, there's some similarity obviously between you all and Evergrow Coin, and they're curious about the tokenomics as you start to broaden your exchange exposure. Are you going to try to maintain your tokenomics so that it's across the board fair and equal? Is that the goal as well?
Yeah, so our tokenomics are not going to change. If anything, and this is not something that we even discussed at all, I can't tell you what's going to happen in 5 years, but if anything, it would be a matter of having rewards or not having rewards. The rewards are not going to change. The amount is not going to change. People are getting heavy, heavy rewards right now. That is going to stay as is. The only part that changes with that is it depends on volume, just like any other reward token. So
Yep.
the volume trickles off a little bit, then I can't control the fact that the rewards trickle off a little bit. The volume picks up, your rewards are going to get insane. But as far as the tokenomics go, we reward 87.5% of all tax sets collected, which we collect 28%, 8 on the buy, 20 on the sell. Out of that 28%, 87.5% out of 100% of that tax goes to purchase rewards and give back to the community. The rest goes, there's a little bit for marketing and a little bit for burn. That's it. So it's heavy. No other token's given that much back because, for us, like I said, we weren't designed to be a reward token. So if we were going to do it, we wanted to just give maximum back to everybody. Why not?
Right. So I think the question the person's got is more, it's like SafeMoon, for example, when they broadened off into the exchanges, a lot of their tokenomics got broken by the exchanges that didn't honor them. And that's one of the things Evergrow Coin is trying to do. So I think his question is more, are you guys going to try to maintain that in the exchanges?
I got you. Yep. Yes, absolutely. So we will not get on an exchange unless they can keep our tokenomics to be consistent.
Awesome.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to holders, right? Like, honestly, there's people here that are going to be here regardless because they understand that our use case is great. They understand that our team is, I'm normally a humble person, but I'm not going to be tonight. We're one of the best teams that you're going to find in BSC. So, or in crypto in general, to be honest with you. So when you look at the team and you look at the products that we're pushing out, there are a lot of people that support it for that reason. And then you're naturally going to have people that are just going to come in for the rewards, and that's okay. We're okay with that. But for those people and everybody else, we want to make sure we maintain that. We're people of integrity. If we say we want something done, we're going to make sure that's done. So if we talk to an exchange and they say, sorry, we're not going to be able to maintain that, well, we're not going to do it. It's plain and simple.
Awesome. That'll make everybody a lot happier because they really like the rewards. I mean, it's definitely some of the better rewards I've seen. The one other question I had, and I didn't see this on your website, but it sounded like you kind of answered it for the previous questions as well, is the wallet-to-wallet transfers. Did I hear that right? Is it 0.75%? Because it's not immediately obvious when I looked at your website.
No, so wallet to wallet, just pretty much like every other token, is based off of the buy. So whatever the buy tax is, pretty much with any token, is going to be the transfer as well. So that's 8% currently. But what we're looking to do when Adapt version 2 comes out, if you use Adapt to transfer wallet to wallet, you will not have to pay that transfer fee.
Awesome.
And what we're also looking into is the possibility of other tokens that are willing to get on board can also have that same effect in Adapt. So if you have your favorite token and you can talk them into getting with us and allowing us to add them to the list, then anybody that has that token would not have to pay their tax as long as they transferred it to Adapt as well.
That's awesome, because that's one of the hardest problems with these high fee tokens is you can't gift it to somebody. You can't give it to your kids or your family because the fees are ridiculous. You got to buy it and then you got to transfer it, and you pay a ridiculous amount of fees when you do that. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
That'll make everybody happy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we can control it with ours because obviously we have control over our stuff, but we don't control everybody else's. But we're going to give them the option. So if somebody says, hey, I like Adapt and I want to make sure that all my holders have the same option where they can transfer it without tax, then they can go ahead and reach out to us and we'll make it happen.
Awesome. That's all my questions. Thanks for taking the time to answer them.
No problem, man.
Thanks, man. So the next person up is going to be Black Jesus. You were third in line. Welcome on, man.
Oh, I love that show. It's so funny.
Black Jesus.
What's he at?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, first off, I want to say thanks for taking my question and thanks for having this little Friday you guys have. I just invested earlier this morning on the dip after watching Telegram and the charts and whatnot. Anyway, to the vets, first off, I want to say thank you for your service. And
Hey.
I want to apologize for the state of the country on behalf of all Americans. And I want to say projects like this and others are what's going to put money into the hands of people who can make proper changes to shit. With that being said, I was a little late to join in the AMA, and I missed the last few hours of things. So I was wondering, if the white paper has been released yet.
It is. It's done. It's literally just. I just have to give it to Chris, and he's going to put it on the website. I'm sure he could do it, in 5 minutes. It's done though.
Yep.
Done.
I
Revised,
have it.
ready to go. Oh, okay.
I have it. So as soon as we're done with this, I'm gonna get it linked up on the website.
Perfect. The other thing, there's a lot of P2P projects in the space, and I know you have got the wallet and its functions, and you feel it's innovative and whatnot. But is any of the technology that you're trying to introduce to, carve out your space in this, is any of it proprietary? And do you plan on trademarking anything if it is?
Yeah, that is something we're looking at, especially with V2. There's a reason why there's about 5 people that are under NDA right now, because it is certainly proprietary, and it's something that nobody in the space is even touching right now.
Okay.
So that's going to be something that we will seek to do some things with.
And next week, I think next week we're applying for the LLC, correct?
Yes, so we're going to be applying for the LLC on Monday, because you can't do it over the weekend.
Very
So we'll
cool.
do it on Monday and get the LLC started.
Oh, that's wonderful news. What is this? What is version 2? Can you just? That's my last thing I got to say, because you just mentioned that.
Yeah, no problem. So version 2, this is going to be easy. Version 2, I can't tell you about. So we have Adapt, which is the
Okay,
current
is there
Adapt.exchange.
like the migration? Because there's been a
No.
lot of problems with coins going to version 2 and trying to migrate.
All right. Let me clarify. It's not the token version 2. It's Adapt version 2. We
Okay.
have no plans in sight to migrate our token into another contract or create another token or anything like that. Our contract is going to maintain itself, unless in the near future or in the distant future we decide to migrate blockchains or something like that. As long as we remain on BSC, the contract that you see in front of you is going to be the contract that is going to go forward.
Perfect. Beautiful. All right. Well, that's all I got. And thanks again, guys.
Awesome.
No problem.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
The next one up is going to be Arctic Reaper. Welcome on up, man.
Oh, what's up, Arctic Reaper?
Hey, I know that guy.
Yep. Let's go, man. First time you on the phone?
Yeah. Hey, shut up, man. So obviously you guys are full speed ahead running, doing great things. My question is just more for the future, and not to get you to divulge any information or whatnot, but obviously, as we saw the other night, we found you guys have a imposter Telegram channel that has tons of users in it, even if a lot of them are bots. So with that being said, obviously you guys being innovative and all that, are you guys already making plans? For example, you guys are going to be the forgers of having your own wallet. Nobody else has it in the space like you do. Are you already coming up with plans to make sure you stay on top of the game, or always do it? Obviously, you're always going to do it better, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Are you already paying attention and have plans to combat a lot of the people that are going to try to snipe your shit and whatnot?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why early on, when we were first even talking about the original Adapt, we didn't release any information about it until we were about 2 weeks out from, no kidding, releasing it. And that's really what, when we talk about like with this Adapt version 2 and we say we're being secretive about it, it's not to be cute about it and drive hype and all this other stuff. I mean, obviously we want to do that, but it's more so for things like that. There are people out there that have a lot more resources, right? The tokens that have been out for a couple months or whatever and just exploded for whatever reason. maybe they don't have a use case. Maybe they just exploded because they're a meme token and there's a lot of FOMO. Well, they might be looking for a use case, and if they hear about ours, they're obviously going to have a lot more resources, and they could just beat us to the punch. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. So really, when we have these NDAs and we're keeping things a little bit secret until they get a little closer. Is mainly to protect your investment. All right, this isn't to protect me, because whether or not somebody snipes it or not, I mean, I'm an investor just like you with my own personal money. So it's about the investors. We want to make sure that we protect all of the intellectual property, so that way you can get the most value when we release these products.
Right. So you guys are definitely looking ahead to say, like, oh, what can we do, better on the next run, or what is somebody else going to try to one up us on, and maybe you have that already implemented. All right, cool. And I just want to give your mods a shout out. I've never been banned so quick in my life.
That was pretty funny.
So I'm also going to just, 10% dox Arctic Reaper and just say that the three of us core team members have worked with him previously. So the fact that he came in and did something to get banned so quickly is just spot on to who he is. We love him either way.
Yep. That's the truth.
Awesome. You got any other questions, Arctic?
No, that's it for now. Appreciate you.
Awesome. Thanks, man. So next one up is going to be Alvin Brown. Go ahead, up, man. Alvin.
Yeah, question about staking.
Of course.
What would the APY be on staking? Do you guys have any information on that?
We don't know, and I'm going to tell you one of the big reasons why we don't know is the way staking works is you have to set up the amount that it's going to buy, right? Because staking works very similar to the reward system. It has to buy the token, because we don't mint tokens, right? Our contract does not have the ability to mint. So what it does is it buys similar to rewards, but it's going to buy from our contract, except for our partner pool. And then it's going to distribute those across everybody. What also affects that is the more people and the more tokens that are in that pool, the APY is obviously going to go down a little bit because it's spreading it across more people. So we have to look at where we stand at the time of release. So let's say we release staking in a week or two, and we have, say, 8,000 holders. We have to look at the total amount of tokens that are out there. We have to kind of anticipate how many people are going to stake, and then adjust accordingly to try to get the highest amount of APY. So short answer is we don't know yet, but there are factors that affect that, like the amount of people that are staked, and then the volume and the amount of people that are, the amount of times it's buying. But there will be a calculator on there, so that way you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to arrow over it, and it'll tell you before you stake it. It'll tell you what the current APY is.
All right. This is off topic question. You guys play video games, right?
Yeah, man.
Just a little bit.
FPS games at all? Like
I do. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Battlefield 2042.
I mean, I hit up that Counter-Strike,
All right. So Call of Duty or Battlefield?
Battlefield.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's what I want to hear. All right, yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, I love Battlefield. I love you guys too, man. Yeah, I don't know why, but just investing in something like from what I've seen in you guys is something small. Just it means a lot. So, and the biggest thing I like when you guys say security, man, because that just shows how you guys care a lot more than anything is security, because that's very important. But keep up the good work, man.
Hey, I appreciate you saying that too, because that's not something a lot of people think about, because a lot of people just, when is this? What is this? What is this? They want it rushed out. But, you got to stop and pause and look at it from a security perspective and say, we're not going to rush anything out. If it takes a little longer to make sure that it's secure, we're going to take that time.
Yeah, security. Like as soon as I heard security, it just makes me feel like, all right, I'm not just. Because I know from the other end, like I don't like to just throw my money around either. So I mean, just hearing security is like I don't know. It's just like a safe word for me. Like you know, I can sleep good at night.
Yeah, good to hear. Good to hear, man.
All right, y'all take care, man.
Appreciate it. You too.
If you don't mind, Chris, I guess that's a good time to, because I know we didn't go over your guys' backgrounds too much, just a brief touch that all three of these, as you guys know, they're veterans, but what they did in the military was security and communications. I mean, I'll tell you that much. So that's their background, right? If anything is going to be right, and you know, I'm going to say this because they've said it, it might not be too cute on the front end, but goddamn, it's going to be tight on the back end. It's as simple as that. So next up here is going to be Trevor Haynes. Trevor Haynes, you're up in line.
Before Trevor gets started, I just want to say, to make sure that the record is clear, because we like being honest, I did not do IT in the military. I did military police. But while I was in the military, I got my degree in networking and cybersecurity and have been working in the field since I got out. Just want to make sure that is clear so that there is no false someone trying to call it out later.
Okay, well, still.
And he
Go
was
ahead,
Navy,
Trevor.
so
What's your
it's
question, man?
irrelevant anyway.
Damn.
He said it, not me. Go ahead, Trevor. What's your question, man?
Trevor, what's up? Gotta hit that unmute.
Boom.
There we go. So when you have the Adapt wallet out, have you thought about licensing Adapt for other wallets? Because obviously, once Adapt hits big, every wallet's going to want it.
Yes. We actually have talked to, you know, we're not going to disclose like we didn't with some of the marketing people. We have talked to a couple people that want to help us market it to other entities, and hopefully integrate Adapt into other entities. Some of them are very big, some of them are whatever, but it doesn't matter. As many people we can possibly get in their hands, the better.
That sounds awesome. I can't wait to see it on all my wallets.
Yeah, man. Me neither.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, man. So next up is, oh, I'm going to screw this one up. Ark. Oh, I'm just going to call you Ark, man. That's it. I'm sorry, but you can go on up and ask a question.
Man, it's easy. It's Arcadia's.
What's up, man?
Good, man.
I'm not sure if you guys answered these questions already, but I was wondering the peer-to-peer payment process, and it's only going to be in crypto trading, or for example, if a website puts up your Adapt payment system and they do not have certain cryptocurrencies that are being paid with, could that be transferred or transitioned into USD?
No, we won't have an on-ramp or an off-ramp at this time. We are talking to another company that, you know, we'll see in the future. We may work with them because there's a lot of stuff that goes around with when you start off-ramping, with legal stuff and tax implications and all that other stuff. Working with other countries and, you know, and making sure you're giving people the proper paperwork. It's a nightmare. We're not really set up for that right now. We're too small. In the future, that would be great once we can expand a little bit and take on, you know, more personnel and more resources. But in the meantime, we're going to look to maybe partner with people that are doing off-ramping and kind of use Adapt as an intermediary. Now, as far as crypto payments on websites, it is entirely possible. It's possible now. It would require them to do some coding on their back end. But what I would like to see is, especially when we release version 2, because of the way that's going to operate, we could potentially create APIs that will allow integration much easier. So if you want to do a payment system through your website, you could use Adapt. Now, keep in mind, at the current state, it's BSC only, which means anything that's, you know, Bet20 related, anywhere from, you know, pegged coins to BNB to whatever other token that's out there that we end up adding to the list, would be usable. In the future, we would like to expand that out to other chains, you know, whether it's, you know, Bitcoin or Ethereum and Cardano and all that other good stuff. But Yeah, absolutely. It is possible, and we're hoping to make that much easier with version 2.
So I want to
But
piggyback off of this. Sorry. So I'm actually, I guess this is a good time for me to put this out there. And actually the other core team members don't even know this. So what?
What?
Yeah. So a way that Adapt can be used right now, right, would be businesses. If a business wants to accept crypto, all they obviously have to do is create their own Adapt username with a wallet, and then they can market. They have to market that they accept those payments. Obviously, they would have to show somebody how to use Adapt. But actually, there's a store. I live in California. I'm not going to tell you exactly where, but there's a store downtown that accepts Dogecoin. So I went and talked to them, and I asked them how they do their payment method. There's, again, just like some of the marketing stuff he said, if nothing is finalized, have to talk to their owner a little bit more. But for them to utilize Adapt as a way for a payment method to accept BSC for their products in their store. This is what I'm telling you, that we're not just looking for some bullshit partnerships. We're looking for people who are going to use our product for a long time. So obviously that could be piggyback, like Chris said, if they wanted to. A little bit of coding on the back end, they can probably integrate it a little bit more. But just simply a small business, anything like that, they can use Adapt as a form of payment to accept all BSC or whatever we put on there for their stuff.
Yeah, right on, man.
All right, so that sounds great because I'm pretty sure you all are familiar with newegg.com PC components website.
Yep.
Oh, I'm familiar. I just won the shuffle 2 days ago. What's up?
So they accept Dogecoin and Bitcoin as well. But I was trying to make small purchases, and every time I tried it, their payment process for that was down. So either they don't have a good process and you should reach out to them, or they just don't know what they're doing at the moment of accepting cryptocurrency payments. Just
those emails fired off.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what Zach's talking about too. So even right now, say somebody didn't want to integrate it in their website, or they didn't have the technical expertise to do that. Even at the simplest level, a business could simply create a wallet with the username of their business, XYZ, mechanic shop, and they can have that wallet sitting there. And if somebody needs to make a payment, they can say, hey, just go on Adapt, send your payment to XYZ mechanic shop. That's
Chris,
it.
Here's the thing, actually, I'm going to touch on this real quick. We never actually, and we do have some new holders here, we didn't explain why Adapt is so damn important. What is that 0.75% fee used to, and what could it really do to our token if it was adopted in businesses?
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for backing me up, because I forgot about that. We do have a lot of new old. I've talked about it so much, I kind of forget. So, yeah, let me take you back a little bit to how Adapt functions and how it's going to work its way back into boosting our token. So it makes things easier. So Adapt's purpose is to kind of eliminate the need for a wallet address, especially for anybody that's new out there, or when you remember when you were new and somebody would say, hey, send me some crypto, or you're going on to try to do something and you need that wallet address, and you have to fumble around with the wallet, figure out, BSC chain, I got to copy that address. Now I got to paste it and send it to them, because you're not reading that to somebody over the phone. You're not going to read that hash to them. Nobody's ever going to get it right. So now you have to copy and paste it and send it to them or whatever. What Adapt does is when you connect to it, it links your wallet, and then you go on and just it gives you a temporary, like, crazy username that's unique. And then you hit the little gear and you can put whatever username you want in there, as long as it's not taken, because everybody's name has to be different, obviously. So you select whatever name, you select a picture, you upload whatever picture you want for your profile picture, and you're done. Now, all you have to do, if somebody wants to send you cryptocurrency, you say, hey, just go to Adapt and send it to Cryptorment. I'll throw that out there in case anybody wants to send any crypto to Cryptorment. Say, hey, send it to Cryptorment. And that's all they need to know. They don't need to know your wallet address anymore. You don't have to copy and paste anything, nothing. Just send it to Cryptorment, search on the list, hey, I want to send BNB, I want to send Affinity, I want to send whatever, select it, A little box will pop up. It'll tell you exactly how much you have in your wallet. You type in how much you want to send, and you approve it, and then you send it. Now, there is a 0.70% fee. And what that is whatever token is being sent, it's minimal.
I'm sorry, boss. You screwed that up. It's 0.75%. He said.
0.75%.
0.75%.
0.75%. Okay, thank you. So it's less than 1% of the transaction is a fee. And what happens is that fee goes into a wallet. When that builds up, we convert it to BNB. And then whatever we do with that BNB to help the token, whether or not we want to backfeed it into the liquidity pool, we can buy back some tokens and burn them, or we can put that directly into the reward system and force the contract to spit out rewards even more frequently for a period of time. So all of those fees are going to go right back into the Affinity token. And that's how the Affinity token benefits. That's how users benefit. What we're really trying to do here is create more ways to make life easier for newer people. We have a lot of people coming into the crypto space every day. Thousands of people coming to the crypto space, and no fault of their own, they have no idea what they're doing. Even the old veterans of the crypto space, who wouldn't want to be able to send crypto without needing a wallet address? You can eliminate ever sending to the wrong wallet again. I've burned tokens before, or I've sent people gifts because I sent it to the wrong damn wallet. So you don't have to worry about that anymore.
100%.
I have another question, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so as you see, for the past 2 days, I got in 2-3 days ago. As you can see, the BSC Binance Smart Chain is logged very, very much, and as more people get in, as you say, thousands upon thousands new investors and users of cryptocurrency space. And would it affect your transactions speeds if they get the BNB smart chain gets so overwhelmed that you would be waiting for hours, if not days, for your transactions to go through?
Yes. There's no way to get around that. Every token on BSC would be affected the same way. We're all on the same network. So, it's basically like if you look at your home network, if your home network's slow, every computer in your house is going to be slow. Same thing. If the BSC network's slow, every token on the network's going to be slow. There's no way, nothing we can do about that.
All right. Thank you for answering all those questions. I hope you enjoy the jingle and all the other stuff I have sent you.
Hell yeah.
And I am here. I will help as much as I can with what I can. And shout out to everybody in the Cryptos and Affinity team. And I will let somebody else speak.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Perfect. So, trying to go in the order if I remember correctly. So, next up is going to be Worst Gen. What's going on, Worst Gen?
What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, you know that I don't talk too much, right? But I just gotta say, man, I'm hyped, man. This is gonna be freaking awesome. Affinity Wallet. That is hype. That is gonna be big. And I ain't talking shit about anybody, but man, I know you guys are gonna do it better than anyone. And I'm just super excited. And I'm also excited because tonight, I hope you guys have it figured out. You guys got to give away $1,000 to someone from my account.
I also have another giveaway to announce when we're done with this Q&A. That's gonna blow the goddamn roof off this place.
Cryptorment
no.
at Adapt.
I'll give you a sneak peek. The one at the end, when we're done with this question, I'm gonna blow the roof off this place before we go to Twitch.
Nice.
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to say that. And I also wanted to say, Adapt. If you don't listen to these guys, you are going to miss the biggest thing in crypto trading ever. So just keep your eyes out. Definitely don't sleep on it. Thank you, guys. I love y'all.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Worst. Appreciate you.
Hey, and while you're looking for the next person, just to kind of piggyback off that too, is that's one of those things why we push products out like version 1, version 2, and we reattack things and reface the websites and all this other stuff, is because there's too many projects out there that have these long roadmaps, and they say, oh, phase 4 is going to be where we're actually going to start doing something, and it might be a year or two down the line. We don't want to be that. You know, we want to show you and we want to put things out. We want you to really use them. And not only that, but the more you use them, the more we can figure out what we need to do better. You know, if we wait a year and we develop something over the course of a year and then it comes out and we find out that there's things on it that are not very usable, you know, we just spent a year doing this, and then we could have been spending the last 6 months making it better. So that's why we push things out as we do. And yes, there's things that need to be, you know, updated and changes that need to be made to adapt. But we're getting that feedback and we're making those changes.
100%. Next up, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Gray Adam himself. The floor is yours.
What's up, bro?
Whenever he gets connected here, ring off his questions, comments, and just so we could stay the next one after that is going to be Mr. Matthew.
All right, looks like Gray might have fallen off.
Awesome. We'll bring up Matthew just in the time being. Okay, Gray, I'll accept you. We'll just have Matthew bring his question off.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
Connected first.
Are you able to? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Perfect. I just wanted to ask. I'm a big fan of the project. I wanted to ask on the security front, and also just kind of the mass adoption front for actually being able to send money. We have a platform in Canada called Interac, and part of the system is it gets you to set up like a little password that you give to the person that you're sending money to, just to kind of add an extra layer of security so that you know that the person is accepting it, is the right person that is supposed to be getting it. Has there been?
I have to stop you right there.
I was going to say, Paul's.
Who did you talk to that signed our NDA?
I was going to say, Paul's very excited about this, and I'm going to let him answer your question.
I'm taking legal action against whoever you talked to that signed our NDA. I swear to God.
I promise nobody did, but yeah, no, I think especially in crypto, there's that constant fear that you're going to send things to the wrong.
So the long story short with that is.
So that was just kind of the thing that kept coming up to me is, making sure it doesn't disappear.
No, absolutely. And the very long story short with that is that is something that we are looking at implementing, whether it's going to be in version 2 or version 3. I'm not exactly sure yet. But we were, back when me and Cryptorment were working at the same job, we were carpooling, and we were discussing, before we even started this token, and we were discussing what, adapt, we'd called it something different before, but, some of the features that we wanted in adapt. And that was one of the things I brought up is I said, why can't we do something like, and because I play video games, I said, why can't we do something like Steam Guard? Why can't we have that kind of authentication? And we don't want to make it overly complicated where both parties have to do all sorts of jumping through hoops just to be able to verify and stuff like that. But why can't we implement something like that? And we decided to not have it in version 1 just because we wanted to get the product out to show the potential of where it could go based on what it is doing and what it is trying to do for the crypto space. And we determined that we really wanted to get that implemented so that we could have that additional layer of verification and security for users moving forward. Because as is right now, even though we trust the hell out of Adapt because we made it, we send Zach money to do marketing stuff all the time. And every single time we send, we immediately text, did you get it? We sent it. Did you get the money? And we don't want to have to do that anymore. The whole point of it is to be able to go in, make it simple to send the money. And even if there's a one small verification step that goes in with it, cool, no problem. But it makes it easy, secure. You don't have to double check and triple check on it later and stuff like that. I literally think it was today we sent Zach some money to pay for some marketing stuff. And Chris asked, hey, did you get it? And Zach's response was, I can't look, I'm driving, which is a very good response. You know, drive, don't look, that kind of thing. But I know Chris, and I know Chris was sweating bullets there for a minute because he sits there and talks about how, you know, oh, some people have messed up wallet addresses before. Well, he's one of them. So he definitely wants to make sure that the right person got the token. And that is definitely something that we are looking into. All joking aside, you know, I know you didn't talk to someone breaking the NDA, otherwise we'd have mad problems.
That's awesome, and that all makes sense. Austin, thank you.
Hey, thanks so much, man. Awesome. So next up, Gray, actually. Gray, you're up here. Everything good to go? Go right ahead, man.
Yo, y'all gonna have to figure out to use this adapt in real estate because we're about to be buying houses here soon. You know. I look into it. Just a suggestion.
Much love, man.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
We can do it.
Hell
It's already
yeah.
capable.
Right? I believe bring up Taj. Taj, you were next.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's
How's
up?
everyone? Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. How's everyone else? All seems to be
Great.
good. So I have a question about staking. What is the criteria of the token or what will be available to be staked on? Like how you guys gonna choose the token as a reward for the staking?
So that's already been decided. I think last Friday, we announced the non-affinity staking pool. So we're gonna have 2 affinity pools, a 30-day and a 90-day. And the other pool that is a non-affinity pool is going to be Auto Crypto.
Okay.
Look into that project if you're interested, but Auto Crypto is going to be the other pool that you'll be able to stake your affinity and get rewarded in their token.
Right. So there will these two forever or they're gonna get changed at some point?
So we looked at that, right? Because there's a lot of staking platforms out there, and there's a few that come to mind that do fairly short staking, right? And anybody that's been around our project, and if you haven't, this is going to be new information for you, but we really look out for all investors, not just the big ones, not just the small ones, but all of them. And short-term staking is not as profitable for smaller investors. And here's why. So rewards are much, much more. They're way bigger than you're going to earn in any staking pool. That's just the nature of it. If you have a smaller bag and you stake it for, say, 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, you may only get $5-10. Right? So sure, $5-10, basically free money. Who would say no? But at the end of that, now you have $5 or $10 of a token, and then another token gets introduced, and then another token gets introduced. Next thing you know, you have 20 different tokens of $10 each. So that's not great. So what we're going to do is we're going to do at least 4 months. So Auto Crypto will be hosted on our staking platform for 4 months. Affinity will be forever.
That's right. Forever. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
Awesome. So next up here, going to be Yummy Goodness.
Yummy.
What's up,
Delicious.
Yummy? After that will be Austin.
Hey, what's up, guys? I like
What's up,
that
buddy?
Gray Adam Affinity buying houses. I love that. Couple just quick deals. I don't think you guys touched on it tonight, and some of the new people might not know that, but you guys are approving the list of tokens that are on the Adapt platform. That's been talked about several times because that's going to decrease our dusting attacks, and so that's something I think if you wanted to maybe touch on real quick, Chris, because a lot of people are worried about just like, hey, I got your username, your gamer tag, basically, and people are just going to start hitting that thing up. That's not going to happen.
Yep.
Today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
And so, speaking of something like dusting attacks, I will say this. Adapt is not going to stop a dusting attack in general on your wallet. Please be aware of that.
Yes.
Just because you are using Adapt does not mean if you go on to look at your wallet on BSC Scan that you don't have bogus tokens associated with your wallet. What it does mean is that people will not be able to use Adapt to try and accomplish dusting attacks. So when we are coming out with version 2 and we're coming out with the app, we're coming out with the app, when you can look and see that transaction history, you can compare what your actual transaction history is and Adapt to what is on something like your wallet for BSC Scan, and you can immediately identify what those bogus tokens are. So with us approving the tokens that will be on Adapt, people will not be able to use our platform to perform a dusting attack. It does not mean that they will not still try. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where, Yummy was coming from, but obviously, thanks for that clarification too, is, yeah, because your wallet is still public, right? But they can't target you through Adapt as an individual. So we approve every token that's listed on there. So when you go on there and you search what token you want to send, if you type in the search and nothing comes up, that's because either one, we don't know about it and we haven't added it yet, or they didn't apply, or things like that. So we approve every token. We also don't want thousands of shit tokens, so to speak, just being sent through there. We want, no kidding, good projects, quality projects, that are notable for exactly what they're talking about. We don't want dusting attacks. We don't want these, rug pull bullshits coming out and using our product to target you. So we do approve every single token that's on there.
Perfect. And that added security blanket makes me feel all snuggly inside and warm. Number two, just real quick. I listened since the beginning, and I don't know if it was addressed on the D app, like 2.0. I'm going to try to stay away from saying V2 just because that's confusing everybody. This next D app update, is that going to have that global full cumulative award shown so that we can start using that better for marketing?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Awesome, guys. Love it. Love it. Love it. Keep rocking. See y'all for Friday.
Thanks, man. All right, Austin, you're next, sir. After that, I'm gonna do Brandon. I know you were here in the you're like the first one to ask a question, so I'll have LR, George, and now Sheep come up, and then I'll run back to you in the end there. Go right ahead, Austin.
Oh, is it me? All right. I am fucking hyped. Oh, excuse my language. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. One thing that really caught my eye about Adapt is that you guys have a strong cyber security background. You guys love to give back, as we know, on Affinity Friday. I can tell you I've lost crypto. I actually lost crypto today trying to send it to another wallet. So I cannot wait for more utility and to use Adapt more often. And I should have used Adapt today. I don't know why I didn't. But is what it is.
Yep. Yeah.
Also, I wanted to say in the space, you might look at Cash App or Venmo and they're like, oh yeah, we're coming out with crypto. But how many, peer-to-peer, I mean, there's none out there, are going to reward you with a token that you hold and help grow your financial wealth over time? There's none out there. Do you think Venmo or Cash App, that they give you cash that not only grows itself, but also has the strong security behind it as well that we'll get with our devs here. One thing I did want to mention, I am still doing the giveaway for 500. And I'm gonna post that up top here in just a second. But let's get to that 5,000.
I didn't know how the hell do you post up to the top? I was trying to post it and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll go to my profile right here.
These guys had to laugh at me before our little space, or before this Affinity Friday, because I'm sitting there like, how do you do the spaces, right? I figured you had to have 500 followers, and then I'm told it was 600, and then little Chris here, he goes, I think he only has a couple hundred, and he goes, well, I can do it. You just got to press and hold. I thought like the whole time you had to just tap on send tweet and it would pop up. Nah, I had to hold the whole time. So I probably could have been hosting spaces this whole time.
On
And I had,
Android, you just tap it. On iOS, you have to hold it.
right. See, I'm not cool like that, so I didn't get it.
No, but I just want to say thank you guys. Let's try to get to that 5,000 mark. That'd be so sick. I can't wait to see our icon on Trust, but more importantly, I can't wait to see us on the Affinity wallet. Thank you guys. Looking forward to Affinity
Hell
Friday.
yeah, man. And one thing you did touch on that's very important to note too is because I've had people say that, well, you know, PayPal and whoever the hell, you know, PayPal obviously owns Venmo, and then Cash App, they're already doing crypto, okay, but they do blue chips, they do Bitcoin, they do Ethereum. They are not touching BSC, and as we all know, BSC is probably needs the most security. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, Bitcoin is Bitcoin, but there's not too many people out there that are screwing up Bitcoin transactions or getting rug pulled by Bitcoin. You know what I mean? So BSC needs a lot of help. BSC needs a lot of security. They're not touching it, but we all know that BSC is a very profitable space to be in. So we want to help make that space secure.
Yeah, and also just one quick thing too. I mean, I know my DMs are I guess blowing up on this. You know, people reaching out and saying, "Hey, I want to adapt, integrate into our website." And you mentioned APIs earlier. You know, being able to go over to that. I mean, I think that's a great use case. I can't even imagine your DMs. So,
yeah, you don't want to.
Definitely hard. But all right, have a good one, guys. Cheers.
Hey, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, man. So next up here is going to be Aliar. I jacked it up. Sorry, not the best of names.
I do like the profile picture though.
How you doing, man? Yeah, that is pretty cool. Skeletor. Go right ahead, man. Floor is yours.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, just to have a shout out to Great Atom, because if it wasn't for him, I stopped actually watching his videos on YouTube because he left SafeMoon and then he came back and then I found out about Affinity. So thanks to him for coming back. And I have a question with the trademark because I'm not sure if you are aware. There's an Affinity software. It's like like Photoshop, something like that.
Yep.
I'm not sure if that would be once we hit global adoption, they might come back or they might target us or it's like, hey, we have this Affinity trademark or whatsoever. Does that come into your roadmap to have a look at or whatever?
Yep, I'm aware of that, and because obviously when we first started looking into this, even coming up with the name, and we were just doing some Google searches, that company came up a lot. It depends on the name. It also depends on where you're registered. So we're obviously going to be registered in a company is going to be registered in a different state than they are, and also it's going to be Affinity LLC. So as long as we keep that different, and we don't copy any of their logos and things like that, you are allowed to have the same name as somebody, as long as your registered name is not identical especially in that same state.
Okay. So they said they are on image editing software, and is there any chance that Affinity will get into NFT in the future? Because that's pretty much in the image space as well.
Yep. I'll tell you the same thing I tell everybody when we get asked that or anything else. Nothing is off the table. Nothing is off the table. And we have actually explored some things with that. Now, the only thing I will be very clear about that is we are not developing anything at this time that has to do with NFTs. We have a lot of stuff going on. But in the future, nothing is off the table.
Okay. Another question, if I may.
Yep, absolutely.
With the blockchain coming up, are you currently in talks with the SafeOne team for integration in the future? Because you actually put one in your FAQ on the website. You mentioned SafeOne in there.
Yep. So we are keeping a close eye on that, and that's one of the reasons why our liquidity pool is locked until December 31st. I think I talked about this last night on our voice chat for the few people that were in there. we are keeping a close eye on it. I wanted to lock the liquidity pool for a lot longer, but then it was brought up to me, hey, SafeMoon's blockchain's coming out. So we don't know what that's going to look like. Nobody does. Nobody knows exactly when it's going to come out, whatever. Anyway, but we want to have the option, right? Even if it's a 5% chance that we end up doing something, we at least want to have that option. And if the liquidity pool's locked, we don't have that option. So in the event that they're delayed or it's something that we say, it's not quite ready, we really don't want to do that right now, then we'll lock it longer and then move on. But yes, we are keeping a very close eye on their blockchain and a couple other things. So we will definitely be watching that closely and seeing what goes on. And if it's in the best interest, again, we do everything for the best interest of the investors. So if we determine that it is in the best interest of the investors to take action, then we will do so if we have the opportunity. If not, we won't be doing anything.
Okay, and one last question to Captain Pound.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Do you happen to have a twin brother named Mark?
No, I don't have any blood brothers. I'm a only child. I got a step brother, but by blood, I am the only one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the SafeMoon team is aware of that, but you sounds like DeFi Mark or SafeMoon Mark.
He gets that a lot.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
a couple other people too.
I'm not by any means. Okay, you can
That's all right, man.
actually search my name on Twitch as well if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I got your name, but yeah, and
Right.
actually my first time to be in Affinity Friday, which in fact it's Affinity weekend for me.
Awesome.
It's Saturday here, so yeah. Thanks
and
for all. Yeah.
Yeah, and if anybody's curious, I do have his full name, his address, everything, so I know exactly who he is. So just
Totally fine.
Truthfully.
Thanks for the Affinity 3 Towers. Thanks for your service, man. All the
Hey,
best.
I appreciate it. My pleasure.
Thanks, man.
All good.
Right. Next up, Mr. George. Come on up, man.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Yep. What's going on, man?
Hey, how are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Yourself?
Oh, doing pretty good, thank you. It's my first time listening to your Twitter space. I just got in like 2-3 days ago. That's why.
Hey, no worries. Happy to have
yeah,
you.
yeah. Thanks. I just wanted to say, man, thank you guys for like dropping this token. Like it's amazing. Like it's I got in early. I know the price went up a lot right now, but my friend and I, we got in early, and like these rewards that we're getting, they're insane. Like, I was delivering food with Grubhub and DoorDash, and like I could literally retire right now just off of pure reflections. So, I mean, thank you guys for that. Like, I hope you guys keep this going like for a very, very long time. Because I will keep investing little by little. Everything I get, half of it I'll reinvest it into Affinity. And man, I don't know. I just wanted to say thank you guys for this. And like I said, keep up the great work, and hopefully this explodes and everybody's happy, everybody makes a lot of money. So good job, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah.
But
I love hearing that. And I'll tell you the same thing I tell everybody is we can't promise you anything except that we will continue to keep working to make sure that we're putting in the best effort to make that happen.
Yeah, I really want to capitalize on that too, is that as much as we keep saying long term, when we say long term, we're literally meaning years, 5 years, 10 years. Like this is our project now. Like this is our life. This is what we actually believe in. We're not going anywhere. We're only going to get better, and we're only going to adapt.
hey, that's freaking awesome. That's awesome. All right, that's all I wanted to say, guys. Thanks again, and you all have a good night.
Thanks, man. We appreciate you.
You too. And while we still have a decent amount of people in here, I want to remind you, I know this is going a little bit longer because of questions and we want to keep answering questions, but please remember that we are going to go over to Discord and Twitch after this. And it sounds like there's going to be at least a couple $1,000 given away. So hang with us, learn some more information, and we'll head over there soon.
Hey, yeah, and we need to get over there. See, my wife's trying to go to bed, but she also trying to make me or watch me eat this soggy sandwich.
All right, we got two more requests
we got
left. Let's take those, and we'll be done with the
two
questions.
more requests, and when I still got to drop this giveaway as well. This is literally the biggest giveaway that I don't know or might do. You'll see, but it's crazy. More than thousands of dollars are being given away. That's for sure.
Oh shit!
Next up here is gonna be Sheepstar. Come on up, man.
We're good. Caught me off guard.
In the UK, how you doing?
Great, man. Great.
No questions. I just want to say, just amazing project. Respect for you guys. Loving the community, and just wish you well. Now, I've got about 5 people in so far, and I explain it to them, and the brains just melt. And then you explain it a bit more, and then and they kind of get it. So yeah. But yeah, no, I just wanted to say hi, guys, and I'm locked in, and I'm doing my bit over here for you. So yeah.
Awesome. We appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody else does too.
100%.
No worries.
You know, that's like my number one marketing thing, right? And I don't want to drag this on here, but word of mouth is everything. Word of mouth will be any type of ads that you see. You know, you telling 10 people, and exactly, Chris already nailed it in the beginning of this, right? If all 4,000 people went and told one person, we got 8,000 holders. Those, you know, those new 4,000 people went and got 2 people, then we got 16.
Exactly.
It just goes from there, right? Word of mouth is better than any ad that we can pay for.
100%. And I think I was chatting to you earlier, wasn't I, in Brandon's group. If you can get one of the, you know, the screenshots that you've got with the different rewards that you get for 100 million tokens, if you can do one of those for 10 million.
Yeah, I already got it.
That'd be awesome, because I've got some people that are interested, but they look at the numbers and they just don't believe it. I think these are non-crypto people. So I think if they've got a lower number, if they can chuck in a few $100s and they're going to get some return, it's like, okay, low risk, but I get some cash back. I think you can get some traction, especially for mass market. So
yeah, I actually, after the space, when we merge over, I'll go ahead and blast that out in Discord and Twitter and everything. I already have it done.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And yeah, big yourselves up. And also Brandon, absolute legend. Yeah. So thank you to you, man. So yeah, awesome, guys. Let's keep moving on and wish you all the best.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Take care, guys. Have a good evening. See you later.
Awesome. We're going to go ahead and get Crypto Gopnik up here. He hasn't had a question yet. I know the other 2 here had a question. Brandon will have you next, and then Crypto will be the last one. We'll wrap this up and then move on to Twitch. Go right ahead, Crypto.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Hey.
Oh, man. I thought I had my headset on. Anyways, how's it going, guys? This is cool.
It's great, man.
I just wanted to say that, you know, you guys helped me make so much money that I'm over here at Whole Foods instead of Walmart today. So
awesome.
there's that.
That's what I'm talking about.
On a serious note, though, I have a question about how does Affinity affect, like, or how does Adapt affect Affinity? Like, let's say Adapt really kicks off, right? How does that affect the Affinity price? Is that a separate thing, or are those somehow related?
So I did touch on this a little bit earlier, but I'll give you the extended V2 kind of version to tap into that just a little bit. Is those taxes that are currently being charged are, well, the fee, the small fee, the 0.75%, gets converted. What's that?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's all right. So that gets converted to BNB, and then that BNB is going to be however we need to do it at the given time. We're either going to buy back and burn some of the tokens. We're going to inject into the liquidity pool if we feel we need to, but we don't think we do. Our percentage is actually a little bit higher than normal liquidity versus tokens available. And we also have the option to buy back tokens and then inject those tokens directly into the reward system, which will kind of put the rewards into hyperdrive. So there's a few things that we can do with that right now. Obviously, once volume picks up more and more people use it and more fees are collected, Those are kind of our plans for that. And we'll just use that depending on the day, depending on the week, how things are going. We can use, like I said, buybacks if if we want to kind of drive the chart a little bit and eat up some dips, and then burn those tokens, or take those tokens and inject them back into the reward system. So there's some options.
So that's why I wanted to cap why I brought up that business, right? Why that percent fee was so important is this is really more particular with smaller businesses, right? Because we can go in and show them what to do and all that fun stuff. But even if you have a smaller business who is still doing transactions of, $10,000 a day or something of that nature, not saying all of it's going to run through crypto, right? Or I mean, honestly, if a business was to adopt crypto, they probably would do more. But say they had $5,000 a day running through Adapt, but multiply that by 10 businesses, we can do a lot with that. Like Chris just said, burn, whatever it may be, we're just pumping and pumping in multiple directions.
Yeah,
That's awesome, guys. You guys are great. Love you all.
You think the rewards are crazy now?
Awesome. Next up, back up. Brandon, thanks for coming back up, man. What's your question again?
I didn't
Nope.
drop
Yeah,
off
well,
today.
while we wait for him, we will get Crypto Newbie up here, see if he connects first. While Brandon connects. There we go. Go ahead, Crypto, while we wait for Brandon.
Yeah, so one more question. It's been coming up in my chat a couple times here is if you could go over how to enable the rewards in the wallet. I think there's a couple people that just haven't enabled them, and I just did my first purchase of the token after listening to you all for prior military. So,
thank you.
But yeah, if we could kind of cover it with the rewards, I think that would be helpful to a couple people, and it'll be helpful in the live stream when people watch it later on.
Go ahead, Chris.
So, question already. I was just for those of you that haven't checked out my latest tweet, you guys. What was that question again?
He asked, how do people enable the rewards? So the rewards are already, I'll take it. The rewards are automatically enabled. They just have to add the ADA contract and the BUSD contract to their wallet, and they'll see those rewards. Also, we have a D app. It's Affinity BSC.app, and they can go in and see their pending rewards, manually claim them if they want. They do come automatically, just with volume, and there's a queue for it. So when it's your turn, you'll get your rewards. But all you got to do is add the contract address, nothing else. You'll automatically receive your rewards upon buying. Well, when the distributor goes out and buys, I should say.
No, it makes sense. I figured it was like that. Same thing with a couple other ones out there. The ADA was the new one. I haven't worked a lot with ADA.
If you don't have the contract, if you hop in our Telegram or our Discord, they're pinned. It's pinned in the Discord, and if you just go in and put in contract address in Telegram, it'll pop up for you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Of course. Awesome. Let's get Brandon back up here. And it looks like he will be the last one of the night, and then we will go to Twitch, play some games. Oh, that's right. I do have to announce something after Brandon here. Dang. Oh, what's going on, Brandon? If it try again, if you want to come back and try reconnecting. If it doesn't work, you could always DM me the question or DM Chris here and get it answered for sure too. If your internet isn't acting correct. But while we wait for that, I guess it'd be a good time so we can just segue into what he has to say, and we'll get out of here. So the wonderful man himself, who is hosting the $1,000 giveaway today, came to me and he said, "Look, I want to do something for the community that's never been done before, and it's going to be huge." I'm like, all right, shoot. He goes, I'm going to give people money, and I'm going to give them a lot of freaking money. He didn't say freaking, he said another word. I'll tell you that much. I'm like, okay. How much money? He said, I'm going to give $10,000 to somebody who holds Affinity and doesn't sell one damn token until Christmas. And when Christmas comes around, one lucky person is going to get $10,000.
Hey, yo, I hold Affinity.
Yeah. Big man Santa making a presence.
$10,000 to one lucky person who holds Affinity and does not sell one token. So if you want to trigger your manual rewards, you better buy one. You can't sell one. Now, one token gone, and you can potentially win 10 grand by Christmas.
Damn.
Hey, yo, my
That's
wife
insane.
heard that and she goes, "Hey, you gonna show me how to buy some tokens?"
So I believe the man who has it, he's going to probably, I'm sure he had it ready to go. He's probably going to tweet out a graphic here for it, and we'll get this thing spinning. I hope, well, and whoever wins, you're lucky one, because that's a crazy giveaway to win. What's up, Brandon?
Hell yeah.
Hi guys. So like a big use case for PayPal was that like I could go into any website and I would have my credit card protected, and I wouldn't have to give my like bank info or credit card. Is that something that is in the works where we will be able to protect our wallet addresses, or would there be any sort of encryption where our adapt profile is the only thing that like anyone will see or like transact with?
So the nature of the blockchain is not as protective as a credit card, right? So your credit card information cannot be viewed anywhere unless somebody hacks it or you give it to them. The blockchain, your wallet address is everywhere. What we do is we at least mask it. We'll show like a couple digits just as an extra layer of, hey, you know, like for me, like I said, I'm paranoid. So even though I know Adapt works, I still look at the profile picture. Hey, is your profile picture X? Is your is your first three or whatever this? If I really want to be secure and paranoid about it, but we mask most of the wallet address. You can't see it. If we were to get to that level, we would just mask the whole thing. But again, by the nature of the blockchain, there's no way to completely hide a wallet address. It's just it doesn't work that way. It's impossible to do unless.
So for example, right, like like a central address that everything would go through.
Yep. So yeah, that's a good point. Version 2 is partially going to work that way. Version 3 will likely work just like that. So yes, by version 3, that would be entirely possible.
And then
version 2, it's going to partially be possible.
And then, for example, like a feature where, like, if I send $1,000, that person would receive 3 payments of 3,333, or I don't know. Like, there's a lot of different ways to mask it, but just
so there is. Yep, and you're right. And without giving too much away, version 3 is going to have most of that features built into it, because you have to understand that when you're decentralized, it's really hard to do some of that stuff because of, like I said, the nature of your wallet has to sign the transaction. In order to do some of that stuff, you have to go centralized, which, then another wallet basically signs for you. That's how that works. So the person on the other end will just see that one wallet that's actually signing for you. They won't see where it came from initially. So we would have to go centralized for that, which is likely where version 3 is going to end up.
Great. Like that's a very positive thing. And the last question. So I did like test cells. Does that mean I can't do the giveaway?
No. So I mean, we'll start that for today on Truthful.
Okay.
He looks like he wants to come up, and the man who
Yeah.
wants to do it is going to come up and talk. So I might have missed out something or left some specificity out. He will probably detail it a little bit better than I do. I'm the hype man. You feel me? 10 grand. Let's go. Awesome. Thanks, Brandon. We appreciate you.
What's up, Worsting?
We'll bring Worsting up.
Give me some money, Worsting.
For real.
What's up, buddy?
Because I have no graphic ready.
Oh,
But I am actually trying to work on it right now. But
we know you're quick with those.
yeah, I will say this: I didn't exactly hear everything at that moment because I was like freaking out about the graphic. Did you say that it starts tonight?
I did.
You
Yes.
must. Okay.
Yes. It
Yes.
starts tonight. Starts.
You must be
as soon as this
holding,
space ends.
and you must not sell a single token. And everything about the selection, I leave to the devs. I mean, it's whatever random generated thing for the wallets. And yeah, if you have not sold and you've held from this point to then on Christmas Day, someone's gonna get $10,000.
Wild. That is a crazy Christmas present. That's for sure.
Anyway, I'll let you guys finish up what you gotta do, and I'll see you guys in the Discord when this is over.
Awesome, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
All right. Well, that looks like that's a wrap on the. Oh, no. All right. Get Hillsbury right up here real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. Give it over to Discord and Twitch.
What's up, Heather?
Everybody in there wants to know if there's a minimum bag size that they need to be entered for the $10,000 giveaway.
That's up to the devs. I don't think so as far as two minimum, but I imagine nobody's holding like 50 tokens is gonna win. But like, why don't you guys decide right now on that?
I don't have
Chris.
personally. I don't have a cap. I want anybody to be eligible for it. We're just gonna have to go back and check to see whoever it is. We'll just have to go back and see if they sold. It is what it is. But
That's perfect.
I think anybody should be eligible
Yeah,
for that one.
personally, I'm with that. I'm with that too. I'm on board for that.
And if you don't have any tokens, I mean, buy now because today is the day.
Right, yeah, exactly. From here on out,
at
it's just the day to
midnight
buy
tonight,
now.
that's that's it. And you gotta hold.
100%. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's bring Arcadius back up here real quick. Ooh, looks like there was an error. Oh, Brandon. Okay.
Hey, at some point too, we gotta stop taking requests, man. I gotta work tomorrow.
Work tomorrow. It's
Hey
Friday.
guys,
No, I gotta work tomorrow.
It's Friday. You ain't gotta work tomorrow.
hey guys.
Yes, I do.
What's up, man?
Hey, is there a limit cutoff date for when we need to have that wallet size so people don't just all flood in at Christmas Eve?
No.
I don't know. It sounded like he did, but I don't know. I'm not
Did
gonna
we
speak
make
to
a wallet size? I didn't hear that part.
No, for just holding. Like, is there a cutoff date? Like, if you have to have it held by a certain
You have
date,
to have it held by tonight.
by midnight
Starting
tonight.
today.
Yes.
What time? What time zone?
Whatever you guys want. Just say it right now. Pick it.
Just right
Whatever
now.
you guys gonna.
Just
You
right
guys
now.
are gonna be the ones looking at the transactions and all that. So.
I know it's 7:30 for me. It's fine.
Hey, can we do that? Delay that by a day so we can get the word out on that. Let's not do it.
I was just gonna say, let's do 24 hours if you don't mind, Weston. It's your
Hey,
money.
hey,
let's
you guys are in charge. I'm just funding it.
let's do 24 hours midnight. We'll do midnight UTC because that's easy for everybody around the globe. Midnight UTC tomorrow night.
Yeah, because I'd like to get the word out. That's nice. Thank you very much.
For sure.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people in Europe are sleeping and stuff right now.
Hey,
So.
Zach. If you can, write down the details for me and send them me on Telegram.
Yep.
So I could get the image out as soon as possible.
Yeah. I'll do that. So on top of that, because Paul's got bedtime, we're gonna wrap it up. If you guys, the two here with questions, we're gonna move right to the Discord, like immediately right to there. So if you guys still want to hold your questions, feel free, just pop right over. It's an open chat. Just come over there, ask your question. we'll answer it for you. It's not a problem. We're just going to move on to the second part. I do believe most of the business has been had. And again, if you do have a question, please just come over to Discord and ask your question. It's not an issue. We appreciate everybody's time, and I think I'll let Chris wrap it up.
Yeah, and I'm going to make this quick. Basically, just going to tell you, if you don't know what the Discord is, in our Telegram, we'll post it, and just type Discord. It'll give you the link for those of you that haven't been over there yet. But yeah, thank you all for coming. We appreciate every last one of you. We hope you enjoyed the news. I'm ecstatic about it. I can't wait to get this done and release it. It's going to be fucking phenomenal. But yeah, so we'll see you all on Discord. We'll see you on Twitch. We'll play some games, win some money, and watch Paul eat a soggy sandwich. All right, we'll see you over there.
So hopefully that answered everybody's questions. Yeah, it seems like all you have to do in Trust Wallet is enable Cardano and Binance Peg USD, which if you're Evergrown holder, you already got that figured out. And the Cardano just popped right up for me, so I don't think you have to do anything too crazy to add that one. But I just bought in, so I haven't got any reflections, and I got nowhere near $1 billion. That's I don't even know. That's probably like what, nearly $20,000. That's a pretty good investment. I'm sure you're getting some pretty good reflections with that. Anyway, that's all for tonight, and thanks for tuning in. And I'll try to do these every Friday, as long as I'm home and I'm able to do it. I'll try to broadcast these out there and get the information out there. So until next time, stay strong with those diamond hands.